Buzz. Dan Yi joins us here in Washington, D.C. He's the CEO of CollegeNote. Dan, great to have you with us. Now, artificial intelligence and robots were major topics at this year's Two Sessions discussions. What do we know about China's plans for these technologies over the next 5 years?
Well, it's a major focal point, right? Innovation really drives economics. And right now, the biggest bright spot in the innovation economy is AI and bipedal robot. So basically, AI can make the economy a lot more efficient. The factories can build things for cheaper, faster, and lower cost. So China's plan is to integrate these robots and AI into factories, into government, into schools, and into people's everyday lives, which can result in drastically decreasing the cost for consumer, really everything, right? Like if you can build things cheaper, then consumers' dollar will go further. You have a robot tutor at home, then your kids can get tutored better. You have manufacture goods cheaper and better and faster, your export become more competitive. So AI and robotic will really drive China's growth for the next 5 to 10 years.
Right, and when we look at the applications of this new technology, as you point out, it makes the economy more efficient, so we will always see that in manufacturing. But what about other things like healthcare and education, for instance? Are you expecting major developments there?
Yeah. So healthcare and education will be two sectors that are most disrupted by artificial intelligence. So instead of going to a hospital, most people today will ask their ChatGPT first, what do you think is my problem? And if it's something that they can take care of at home, I would rather not go to the hospital and spend 6 hours there just for the doctor to tell me that I have a cough and I need to, eat some medicine. So AI can make things run a lot smoother, lower cost, and at the end, the consumer are the one who will ultimately benefit from this AI revolution.
Dan, one of the deputies at the 14th National People's Congress, Liu Xingfeng, he said, expressed the need to overhaul China's AI sector and have complete autonomy in its development. What do you make of that proposal? What does it mean?
Well, every single country in the world right now is struggling with the issue of how much regulation we want to put on artificial intelligence, right? So if you put too much regulation, you can significantly slow down the development of AI, but the chance of AI going rogue will be lower. But if you have no regulation, you will have much faster AI development, but there's a higher chance things will break. In 2026, I am pretty sure something will break. In China, in the United States, you will see AI bots do things that they're not meant to do and cause a lot of damage. You will see AI bots trying to arbitrage, cryptocurrency and end up getting in trouble. This is bound to happen. The question is, what do we do when this happens? And we want to make sure we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. AI growth is good. Inevitably, something will break, but the point is to fix what breaks rather than just stopping AI development at all cost. So what we're seeing right now is China's way of saying, let's make sure that even when something breaks, we can continue the AI revolution and make sure that we gain this efficiency in the economy, which we expect AI will generate.
Now, of course, it'll take some level of education to develop, to understand, and to use artificial intelligence. In fact, there are calls for universities to start implementing this. Shouldn't this begin earlier? Shouldn't really children in elementary school now start learning about how this technology works and how it can be applied and how to use it to their advantage?
Absolutely. Kids should learn how to use AI, but there's a flip side to that. Because when kids learn how to use AI, you have to make sure that these kids and teenagers know that this is just a tool, right? It's like you're talking to your microwave. So what we're seeing now is that a lot of kids and teenagers are talking to AI and treating this AI as a person. And when you start treating AI as a person, what we see is that a lot of these kids, their ability to engage other human began to atrophy. So it is absolutely a priority that kids need to learn how to use AI and engage with AI, but we need to make sure that this is done right. We need to make sure that while they're learning how to use AI, their ability to communicate with other humans, their ability to communicate with adults do not atrophy as a result. And this is one of the struggles that we are going through right now as a society. And I think, the United States government and Chinese government, we haven't really quite come to a good equilibrium on this topic yet, because the technology is constantly changing, and we are just beginning to realize this problem.
Now, China will be building 3 international centers for sci-tech innovation. What do we know about these centers?
Well, for these centers, when you build them and you congregate the smartest mind together, you see a lot of spontaneous combustion of idea and cross-pollination. So AI right now is just the very beginning stage of development. As AI becomes smarter and more prolific, you will see AI sipping into every single sector, right? We talked a little bit about education earlier, and we talked about healthcare, but every sector, even construction, even cooking, will be impacted by AI and bipedal robot. So when you have these centers clustered together, you will have people from different disciplines learning from each other, and most importantly, learning how to apply AI to their own individual fields. So I think it's definitely a very exciting time to be alive into 2026.
Okay, Dan, we need to leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us. And that's it for this edition of The Heat. I'm Anand Naidu in Washington.